Hello again, boys and girls. It's Mr. G. I came with a message from heaven this time for the rabbis that work in Jewish outreach. It's a message from and it's this. But before I say, I must say how I got here. See, I had a conversation with such a person who said that I am too intense. Too intense. And I did not understand. So I did the proper thing and researched. And I discovered online very quickly what too intense is really meaning. I put it under my hat, like so, and I found the solution. Oops. Here, look. Perfect. It's a tent for two. And he was right. Once I had the lived experience, I spent 72 hours meditating inside of this. And he was perfectly correct. It was fantastic. And I am too intense. And by the way, if you purchase this thing, it comes with signalers like this that you can put on your hat to signal people that you are being too intense so they may leave you alone. It comes with a few, and if you run out, you can buy more. So, what was the message? It's these things. First of all, if you want to reach Jewish people, you must trust in two things first. One is that God exists and supervises us and loves us. It's true, so let's assume that one. Now, if you're again a Jewish outreach rabbi, you have to also believe in number two. Not that number two, a second number. That the Torah is really from God. That He gave it to us. He wrote it through Moshe. He dictated, not like the other prophets who had visions and dreams, but like a boss and a secretary.
Hello?
Take this down. Vayomer Hashem el Moshe lemor. And the Almighty told Moshe to tell the people, if you believe in number two, this number two, you don't have to prove much. You just teach, and the Torah does the rest. Because God is the Torah, so if you give a bit of true Torah to a person under their hat, then it will work its magic and you don't have to do anything. It will download itself into their neural pathways and they will walk around thinking, oh my God, he's right. When she taught me that Shabbat was to take a step back and breathe so that I might contemplate the value of my own life in the context of my family celebrating a lovely meal and then a relaxing afternoon with no TV, just board games, books, and lovely conversation, along with walks along the beach. Then they will say, I desire the Sabbath. I want a break once a week. Who doesn't want a vacation every single week? And the best part about Shabbat is that it ends Saturday night, which if you're in America, let's say, or Australia, where I am, you can have a whole nother day of rest to play golf, or go to the mall, or just putz around. you didn't have to return to work till the next day, so you get a vacation from everything that distracts you from meaning on the Saturday, and then you get to go bowling on Sunday. So, this person does not need to be convinced about Shabbat. They do want it deep down. Maybe not always for the right reasons, but once they get there, they'll discover those reasons. And all you needed to do was teach them the principles in Abraham Joshua Heschel's book about Shabbat, or whatever your source was. But if you convince them to keep mitzvot, then they're not serving God, they're serving you. They might give you more money, but it won't help you. And if you believe in God and Torah, you will already understand that. So let's address now not the rabbis, but the institutions behind them, because that's where the problem really lies. Heaven told me to tell the heads of these institutions to stop calling these outreach workers rabbis. It's very confusing. I asked Turtle, who worked as this type of rabbi for 18 years. 2 in St. Louis, 3 in Boston, 1 in Sydney, and then a year in Melbourne, followed by 10 more at a different organization, the very black hat organization, where everybody's very serious all the time and nobody smiles a lot, and if you walk in, it feels like you've walked into a refrigerator, and everybody is staring at you, wondering, why are you here? You don't belong here, and they're all wearing hats and you're not, and they seem like they're judging you. Where fear of heaven really means fear of everyone around you, thinking you might not be religious enough. Well, you see, the term rabbi is a bit like a chiropractor calling themselves doctor, in that people who don't know might get confused. You see, an outreach rabbi cannot render halachic decisions, not anything with any complication, and that is the function of this term rabbi, to render halachic decisions. Everything else is ancillary. A more accurate term that will be much more effective in outreach is simply teacher, a Torah teacher. And now women can be the same, and so the Jewish women will see not only the men having authority, but as well the women, which will allow them to bring their questions in a way which will resonate with them, because they will be able to identify with this teacher. The level of study achieved by these outreach workers is not that of a rabbi. It's rushed. Their understanding is quite superficial of the Torah itself. And just like university-trained rabbis in other denominations, these outreach rabbis are really just concentrating on how to guide a flock, not how to teach them, or even what to teach them. Oh yes, I heard the big argument just now. What do you mean we do not teach how to teach them? You do not, because teaching requires trust in your students, where a good teacher will simply give the information to the student and let the student figure it out. Give them a test later to see, did they figure it out on their own? Have they absorbed this data sufficiently so that they can live with it in real terms? Not just answer a question, but live with the wisdom. So, the more you influence them to follow your behavior, the less free will they've expressed, and the less the decision they come to is their own, which means in time they will come to resent you, your institution, but worse, Torah, the Jewish people, and God Himself. They may not give up on God. They may seek another path. And that is rightly so, because you have driven them from Judaism with your Kiruv. You cannot bring anybody close to God. Nobody ever has. You can influence by example and with your teaching. But the steps towards heaven must be taken by the people with the feet.